So here's a story for you guys. It was when I was a private in the Mars Guard.
Go and give us some wise tales from the mouth of a crazy patriot. I will be here wondering how many crayons you sniffed up your nose.
I would say about 50 crayons.
What kind of commie do you take me for, Doctor? A true Marine snorts around 300 crayons a day and shits cultured candles. Okay, in the barracks I had woken up and the drill sergeant was in the barracks looking for any guard whose rifle was not secured properly. Private Thomas was slumped over the wall talking in his sleep about cheese and earl curry balls. His rifle was taken, and when he woke up he was flipping a shit over his rifle along with his ready-to-eat meals. So the drill bastard grilled Private Thomas and put his shit on a pallet and pushed it in the middle of a pond. The donkey had to swim out to get his stuff while getting heckled by his pair. Needless to say that Thomas never left his gun out again and his pants were wet after the miles of walking. Have you ever had to walk miles in wet clothing? It is not fun when it gets cold and your titties have icicles on them.
I had a gun sergeant come inside with fondled coats on his back and size, and fondled cream was pretty low at the time, so I had to grab a can of nasal spray which stinks like hell. You can see where I am going with this. I had to spray him in the groin and he sounded like a goat was on fire when he screamed loud. But it cleared him up in a couple of days, but not before a few more screams which were music to my ears.
I got one about the time I was an officer within the Mars Guard unit, and I had an entire unit of men, God rest their souls, but these were the kind of guys who would dig a tunnel, track the entire base, making any commander let their hair out. These people lived and breathed to piss off the Mars Guard, and I refer to them as the enemy forces. This was what they had done for put their soul of all of the bases on Mars training guards, who are the equivalent of Rottweilers, high on cocaine and Viagra. These guys always got themselves in some shape or form of trouble, which is bad for me because that is much more paperwork on my end. So these guys, one time I found them messing around with a ceremonial cannon that was loaded with black powder, and for some reason Private What Muffin and his infinite wisdom decided to put acorns inside of the thing.
Dumbass privates, but this is why I love these bastards. They are so much fun to mess with.
I have to hear said dumbasses, so my opinion of them is much more negative.
Not sure why, bet he thought that would have been harmless. Long story short, the cannon fired and it acted like a shotgun. We shattered 5 windows on the barracks, 2 windows and a car, and pretty much tanked Dempsey. The wall full of holes like cockroaches. They scattered into the darkness as the guard police arrived about 5 minutes later, trying to arrest them. Rarity and rainbow slime can be really fucking bad troublemakers sometimes.
Yeah, I've been training with them during boot camp, and they're certified Blue Falcons. Believe me, I know, but on the bright side, we pulled a lot of pranks together.
Come and kicked your eyes when you tried to water balloon me with a slingshot and it got stuck and flung back at you directly in the balls. That was when they decided to laugh at your stupidity because I didn't have to heal you.
I had to dial it back from a 10 to at least a 3 because the first lieutenant wanted to discharge whoever was responsible for that incident there. Slimes will be slimes, but I had to smoke the platoon because the body fuckers decided to not fess up and take one for the team. 16 hours straight of physical punishment.
Cheers to another day of being assholes. Also, when is Scott going to wake up?
Don't know, soldier. Hopefully he'll be within a couple of weeks to a year. I can't wait to hear the common story of little baby man.